I'd like to call to order the meeting of the King George County School Board. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, then we'll have a moment of silence. The Pledge of Allegiance will be presented by the King George High School STEP team.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, in liberty and justice for all.
First, we're going to have public comment for the FY 25-26 budget. If anyone has signed up, or what, no signups? Does anyone want to sign up for comment on that? Okay, moving right along. We have some recognition. The Dahlgren Lions Club is here to present a poster award winner.
Well, hi again. My name is Linda Barron. I'm with the Dahlgren Lions Club. It's been my pleasure to have been working with Miss Fallon and this year Miss Shedden at the King George Middle School to encourage the art students to enter the Lions Club International Annual Peace Poster Contest, sponsored by the Dahlgren Lions Club. The contest restricts the students by content, size, medium, and only a few weeks to juggle their school requirements to find time to complete their art projects. Again and again, these young art students never fail to amaze me with their imagination, creativity, and dedication. This year, the theme is Peace Without Limits. The club recognizes all, but we do vote on an overall winner whose poster goes to our district. And if they win there, then they go to the Lions Club International and they can possibly win $5,000. But before I introduce our students, I want to put out a special thanks to the King George Middle School principal, Dr. Casey Nice, for allowing the contest to take place at his school. The art teachers, Mrs. Fallon and Miss Shadan, who somehow find the time to guide the students to work the projects, and the really nice ladies who work at the front desk at the King George Middle School. We have 6 students do this year. I'm going to call their names. Only 2 really came in, but I want all to be recognized. First is Zoe Baxter. I can show you her. I don't know if you're interested in this. It might take a while. Anyway, this was her poster.
Nice.
This is Aurora Howard. Hunter Dudley. They all get a certificate and a small award from Avery Lucas.
You want to have her come up front?
If you would come up front, please, and hold that, we'll have a photo op for you.
This paper? Okay, well, this is your certificate. You take a look at that, and you want to stand up here, and I have a picture taker here with it. Yeah.
Avery. Oh, she's taking pictures then.
Yeah, you get to stand right up here. You get to take a picture with all of us.
Something up there, George?
Is there any other students here as well? One other student. Let's go ahead and call the other student, and then we'll take one group picture. Wonderful.
But she didn't call Abigail's name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Christine went. So I don't think. Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, I'm gonna get a picture. Congratulations, guys.
I guess I'll see y'all next year.
So can we, the last young lady, we didn't hear her name and what, she was the winner?
Well, the winner was Abigail.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah.
We have some art talent here in King George. Nice job, everyone. Now, I believe we have a Kindness Crew Award. Who's
That'll be Miss Ritchie.
Richie? Gotcha.
Hi again.
Hi.
So my name is Mrs. Ritchie, and I am here with my friend Delaney DeSantis, and I have a few things to read about her. It's my absolute honor today to present a very special award, an award that celebrates dedication, leadership, and the true spirit of kindness. King George Elementary School Kindness Crew has been an incredible force of good since its inception in 2019, and today we're recognizing someone who has continued their kindness journey consecutively from the very beginning. Since 2019, this student has been a constant, applying each year and showing us what it means to grow, lead, and give wholeheartedly to others. It's rare to find someone who embodies all the qualities we strive for in the Kindness Crew, which is a positive attitude, leadership, generosity, and a genuine desire to make the world a better place. And yet Delaney has done this year after year. Delaney's energy is infectious, and her quick wit and determination always shine through. Whether we're working on a community project together, volunteering at our local organizations, or simply supporting her peers, she approaches everything with the same warmth and care that defines our Kindness Crew, and you lead by example. What makes Delaney even more special is that this commitment to kindness isn't just something she does, it's who she is. She gives her heart in everything she does, and we know that kindness is woven into every fabric of her family as well.
They've set an example for her, and in turn, Delaney has become a role model for so many of us. So today, it's my privilege to present the Kindness Crew Lifelong Member Award to someone who's been an essential part of the crew since the very beginning. So Delaney, thank you for your constant source of positivity, leadership, and your giggles, because that's every single day. She has the best quick wit. And your growth and dedication and your heart have made a profound impact on your school and those around you. So please join me in congratulating Delaney for her incredible contributions and being a shining example of what it means to lead with kindness. There's a little award in there. And then, ta-da!
Congratulations, Delaney. Could you come up for a photo op?
Can I take your photo? Very good.
Thank you, Mrs. Ritchie.
Of
You
course.
can join us, please. Yes. Oh.
Oh, that is cute. Oh.
Congratulations again. Next, we have County Council Reflections.
Hello, everyone. My name is Melissa Lamb, and I am the current King George County Council PTA President. Thank you for allowing us to share our county reflections art with you tonight. Some might ask, what is County Council? So all the King George County schools, preschool through high school, in good standing has a PTA. So the county council, we get together with our PTA presidents every other month to try to go over, discuss state news, programs, and help each other out along the way. Next, you might ask, what's Reflections? Reflections was founded in 1969 by a Colorado president named Mary Lou Anderson. And she founded the program in hope that participating in the arts would inspire creativity and imagination in students and reinforce critical thinking and problem solving. The Virginia State Reflections program has 5 divisions: primary K through 2nd, intermediate 3 through 5, middle school 6 through 8, high school 9 through 12, and accessible arts is all grades. So anybody with IEP 504s or disabilities. In those 5 divisions, all students can participate in all 6 categories, which are dance, choreography, film production, literature, music composition, photograph, and visual arts. So each school had their own little contest in their PTA, and the first place winners came to me in the county council, and these are the winners from county council. So when your name is called, come up and you can stand in front. Arissa Brummett from King George High School with literature, first place. Luca Davis, middle school literature, first place. Bryn Lewis, primary literature, first place. Catherine Nestor, middle school dance, first place. I didn't know if hers would it play? I didn't know if it played. We could just play a clip of it. Can we play it? No? Should it'll be up on the website tonight, so you Brian Hollis with high school photography, first place. Henry Nemi, middle school photography, first place. Conley Lewis, intermediate photography, first place. Kayla Sams, high school visual arts, first place. And we have your art. Virginia PTA has gone total virtual, so we just take pictures of the art now and we send it in virtually. They don't accept anything tangible. Let's see. So Luca Davis, middle school visual arts, first place. Owen Fitzgerald, intermediate visual arts, first place. Eliana Phipps, primary visual arts, first place. And we have Edmund Nemi, primary visual arts, second place. Lucia Caro, intermediate visual arts, second place. I probably messed that name up. Julia Hart Cousins, primary visual arts, third place. Congratulations. And last but not least, Connor Foley, visual arts, third place, intermediate. So these are our 24-25 Reflections County Council winners. Squeeze in. I think you're missing one. Ready? We're gonna all break through the picture. 2, 3. I'm gonna move here.
Congratulations to all of you. Very nice work. Okay. Oh.
It's okay, no one's perfect.
That's cute. School board appreciation.
Yes, so Madam Chair, thank you for the opportunity. In the Commonwealth of Virginia, the Virginia School Board Association recognizes February as School Board Appreciation Month, and we wanted to take this opportunity to really show our appreciation for all of our school board members. Folks, there's a lot that goes into this job. I don't know if really a lot of people see what goes on behind the scenes. It's not just showing up for a meeting once or twice a month. There is a lot of thought, a lot of consideration, a lot of heartache sometimes. And we just want to show our school board members really how much we appreciate their dedication and their focus on the children of King George County. They do a wonderful job really making sure that the children of this community are put at the forefront and are lifted up in King George County. So thank you all so much. We do have a certificate from the Virginia School Board Association, which says 2025 VSBA School Board Appreciation Month, Champions of Opportunity, Advocates for Excellence. And we'd like to recognize each of you, and we also have a gift for you this evening. So I'll read the names of our school board members. Mr. Ed Frank on the far end, Miss Carrie Cleveland, Mrs. Kathy Hoover, our chair, Mrs. Colleen Davis, our vice chair, and Mr. David Bush. Thank you all so much for your dedication to King George County Schools, and we certainly appreciate all that you do. Thank you so much. Ms. Hoover, Amanda wants to know if you guys would like a group picture with your certificates.
Sure, thank you.
I want it. Well, oh, no, I don't. Yes. There, I was going to hand it down, but.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the gifts and the kind words. Do we have anybody signed up for public comment?
No.
Okay, so I'm not going to read the rules and regulations because we don't have anybody. Moving right along. We have an instructional highlight presented by the STEP team. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, that's fine. You didn't forget.
We don't have any comments for you from you. We don't. Does anybody have any changes to the agenda? Okay, so now we have the STEP team presentation. Thank you.
Really cool. Man, good job.
Wait a minute, we have some questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions for the STEP team?
Mr. Bush does.
Yes,
Mr.
I
Bush
do.
does. Can you ladies come up, please?
Well, are you going to go to America's Got Talent? Is that where you're going next? I mean, you looked as good as some of those. All right, you're welcome. You deserve it. I'm just curious, how many hours, days, when did you start the routine and how long have you been working on it? Approximate. It didn't have to be exact, like 2 to 3 months, 2 months. A week? You are so much coordination. Outstanding. Well done. You definitely have to think alike and move alike, and my goodness, wow. what was the most difficult thing in this whole being on the STEP team? What's the hardest and what's the funnest?
Cool.
Good.
Is Miss Muhammad really the meanest, nicest teacher ever? So, how does this work? Is there like a captain on the team? Is there someone who comes up with the dances? Who's the captain? Okay. Yeah, that was my second time seeing you, but that was phenomenal. Yeah, that was really, really fun to watch. So thank you.
I will say that was really great. And thank you for bringing the energy. We needed that energy tonight. So I thank you for that.
Can we come do it with you for like a, no,
Thank you
I
so
need
much.
more than a week.
Yeah, we all would.
I need a year.
Thank you, guys. That was
You
awesome.
again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to hear comments from our student representative.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Savannah Nelson. I'm one of the student representatives for the high school. So right now, as we're in the middle of winter, there's been a lot of winter crowd going on, a lot of absences, but within this past week, students have been back to being healthy, which is great to see the school full again, especially after the holidays. As for sports, winter sports are now coming to a close. Our swim team has had a fabulous season this past year. They just went to districts, which they won. And this Friday, they have the opportunity to go compete in regionals. So they've done great the past few years, and they're continuing that streak. As for spring sports, those are starting conditioning as well as tryouts right now. Last season was a great season for all of our spring athletes, and we're hoping that this year brings the exact same thing for them. As for NJROTC, our air rifle team has a great opportunity to go down to Alabama this weekend, where they will compete against all the other Navy units in our country for a spot to all services. So it's a great accomplishment for them, and we wish them the best. As well as our drill team, for the first time, they get to go and compete at our area championships. Well, sorry, second time, and hopefully get a spot to go to Florida for Navy Nationals as well. NJROTC is also ranked as the first in the area right now, which that is the first time. As for the school as a whole, it is Guidance Counselor Appreciation Week, which is a great opportunity to showcase how amazing our guidance counselors are, which they truly are. This year, they've done a great job at pushing out information and really being there for our students. I know as a senior, they've really had my back and stuff, and I've heard the same thing from others this year. So it's great to have this week to celebrate them. As well as it being CTE month, this is a great way for us to really talk about the CTE programs that the high school has to offer and thank the teachers that put on these great classes for everybody. So thank you to all the CTE teachers as well. And that's all I have. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
And our middle school rep has been given a great opportunity to be a page in Richmond, so he's not with us tonight. But thank you very much, Savannah, for your report and your energy as well. Do I have a motion to go into closed session?
I move that the board convene in a closed meeting to review hires, substitutes, and resignations as permitted under 2.2-3711A, number 1 of the Code of Virginia.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion carried. We are now in closed session.
That pursuant to State Code Section 2.2 3712D, only public business matters lawfully exempted from the open meeting requirements under this chapter and only such public business matters identified in the meeting by the public body.
Second and certify.
Will certify.
I also certify.
Chair certifies. Motion carries. Now we get to go over our consent agenda from January 29th. Did everybody have a chance to look at it?
We had to take a vote on.
Oh,
That's okay.
Oops.
It's fine. I make a motion that we approve the actions discussed during closed session.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes
Aye.
aye, motion carries.
All
Now
right.
let's look at the consent agenda. Anybody have any questions or changes that need to be made? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. Okay, Dr. Boyd, the VSBA honor roll.
Yes, Madam Chair. So annually, the Virginia School Board Association provides school boards the opportunity to recognize businesses in our community that support the school division. So this year, we would like to ask the school board that we recognize 2 businesses. They're not here this evening because if we recommend the resolution, which you'll see as attachments there, we will have them come to a future school board meeting and be recognized at that time. So the 2 organizations that we would like to recognize this year is 4 Elements Electric. If you remember, they've created a pretty strong bond with the school division in the last couple months through our CTE program. And then also Topside Federal Credit Union. They have a long-standing relationship with King George County Schools and provide a number of resources and really opportunities for our students and our staff. So we'd like to recognize those 2.
Whereas public schools and local businesses are an integral part of this community, and whereas many local businesses play a crucial role in supporting our schools, and whereas the economic health of our community, state, and nation depends on a strong public school system, and whereas collaboration between local public schools and local businesses strengthens schools and the business community alike by providing a well-trained and highly educated workforce. And whereas an excellent public school system is vital to the quality of life in this community and fundamental to preserving a strong democratic society now and in the future, therefore, be it resolved that the King George County School Board names Topside Federal Credit Union and 4 Elements Electric to the 2025 Virginia School Boards Association Business Honor Roll, showing appreciation for the ongoing support of this community's public schools. Your work has aided this community in focusing on the goal of providing the best public schools we can for every child who attends them. Thank you.
So Madam Chair, we'll sign off on those before the end of the evening, and then at a future board meeting, we'll have those folks come to be recognized.
Perfect. Superintendent's report.
Well, I have the discussion item, the academic eligibility. I just wanted to provide a brief update. I promised the board that we would reach out to our battlefield school districts and really get an idea as to what they do in terms of academic eligibility. So we've had this conversation about that 8th to 9th grade gap in academic accountability in terms of our students. And I think Mrs. Cleveland requested last time that we reach out to our other competing schools in the Battlefield District. We did have our athletic director at the high school do that. He spoke with all of our Battlefield District schools, and as of right now, all of our Battlefield District schools are adhering to the VHSL guidelines in terms of that. I would say, again, it is the privilege of the board, and what we'll do once we get a consensus from you guys is we will put our decision or our verbiage in terms of this policy in our athletic handbook, which will be approved before next school year begins. But my recommendation would still be to hold our students accountable from the 8th to 9th grade year in terms of the VHSL guidelines, but on the middle school level, because they're a 6-period day, that expectation would be passing at least 5 classes all the way through their 8th grade year before starting 9th grade athletics. And I'll take any questions, Madam Chair.
I think the board as a whole is in agreement with that, but I'd like to hear from anybody who is not.
I think we already had the, Madam Chair, I think we already had the discussion last time, and I think we were all in agreement.
Right, but,
Oh,
okay, so then I think we should go forward with that action. And like you said, well, it'll go into effect next school year so that students have a whole year to be prepared for that.
Absolutely.
I think it's definitely important to hold our students accountable year round, so
Yes.
thank you for looking into that.
Thank you for your help with that, board.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
if I might, I think this, and we talked about this earlier, this is only the tip of the iceberg. The real problem is what I call social promotion. Moving students up when they have not passed that grade level. I would like to bring that to the board, or either in the near future, next board meeting or the one after that.
We could add that as a discussion item next time.
Okay.
Thanks for reminding us. Does anyone have any committee reports, Mr. Frank?
No.
Do we need to make one?
I do. I attended, and I was going to report this at our last meeting, but we didn't get to it. So I did attend my first meeting with the Commonwealth Governor's School, and it was our organizational meeting as well as some budgetary issues that we looked at. I don't have this to report. I did ask for it, but I'm going to get it for you for the next meeting, and that is our applications were submitted. And I'm not really sure how many there was versus how many slots we have. And I asked her for that information. So I'm asking for how many applications were submitted versus how many slots we have for this year. And I also wanted historical data because I didn't have that information. So I'll report to you guys the next meeting oh, you have them. Oh,
have
there
it.
you go.
Yeah, I don't mind providing. I have answers to your questions. So Mrs. Cleveland asked some wonderful questions, and if you'd like, I'll just go ahead and
please.
recite the answers. So how many slots did we have for the 25-26 school year? 20 students from the freshman class. So we have 20 slots every year for CGS. How many applicants did we receive this year? We received 21 applicants. When will the selections be announced? After testing and interviews are complete by all applicants, selections will be made. Unfortunately, we've had several students who have missed scheduled testing times due to absences, and weather has been an issue too. We most likely will announce the last week of February or the first week of March for who gets into CGS. How many slots did we have in the 24-25 school year? Again, 20 students for the freshman class. How many applications did we receive that year? 25. How many current students do we have? 21. With the new potential virtual option, would students who want to be virtual attend the Governor's School and take an additional course requirement via virtual? No. So if you're a CGS student, you would be a full-time in-person student. The option with the virtual program right now is 100% virtual or 100% in school. There's not a hybrid model right now between half and half. Currently, all Virtual Virginia students will enroll students looking for a full-time virtual experience. And as I just said, we are not offering a hybrid program for students who would like to only attend in-person school or on a part-time basis. So I believe those are the answers to your questions. Thank you.
So thank you. Yeah, I wanted to report out to you guys that they did finalize the application so that, and as you heard, they're gonna be making a selection for the next school year. But this is such a great program. Another thing we went over in our board meeting was just the need to get the word out to all students, especially our minority students. So we include, all the different races and ethnicities in this program.
Dr. Boyd, you were listing out how many slots there are, and there's 20, but we have 21 in this year or last year?
That's per grade level usually. So right now, King George County Commonwealth Governor's School has 21 freshmen, 21 sophomores, 19 juniors, and 15 seniors total.
Okay,
So we usually add about 20 a year.
got it. Thank you. that all you, Mr. Bush, do you have any committee reports?
Yes, I do. Dr. Boyd and I attended an ATI or lab school board meeting about 2.5 weeks ago, and it was very good. Dr. Towery's doing an excellent job. This year is going very, very well. In fact, we actually, Dr. Boyd and I went and spent a couple hours there. We've been meaning to do that since they opened up at the beginning of the year. We didn't have an opportunity. And I'm telling you, both of us, I think, were extremely impressed. It's so interesting seeing about 100 students, 80 to 100 students approximately. 7 of them are our students, and so engaged in such tremendous activities. We came there from about 11:30 till about 1 o'clock or so, and they were involved with different various clubs. And what they were learning was they were learning about polymers, and they're learning about robotics, and they're learning, and it's so, every one of the students is unbelievably engaged in wanting to learn and progress. The kinds of things that they're coming up with are phenomenal. So very, very impressive. At the board meeting, financially, everything's are going well. She had several grants to begin the program this year. Those will begin to diminish and change over the next couple of years. They're going to continue. We're going to continue with our 8th graders applying again and having 7 more slots, 8th graders that will go into there. So it'll be the second year there, which will be 9th and 10th grade. Again, with any new program, this is going to progress until there's all 4 grades. There was a little bit of a concern that we asked about, okay, this works fantastic with 100 kids. What happens when there's going to be 400 here? And Dr. Towery admitted that there's going to be some changes over the next couple of years. And having more people involved. We also really enjoyed seeing one of the college professors were there that were helping with the kids, which is the whole point of being right there on the campus of UMW. Anyway, things going very well at the ATI Lab School. Also, I attended the SEAC, one of the several, I think we have at least 2, maybe more than that, maybe once a quarter. That's the Special Education Advisory Committee meeting. We had a special presentation by the Parents Education Advisory Training Center, which is a statewide organization, and the president of it, or the chairman, Rhonda Niebauer, spoke with us online. And she is providing a tremendous amount of support for parents of special education students. And she's talked specifically about family being aware of things, about what services are free and how parents can access her directly. And she also talked in specifics about a lot of parents that are still confused sometimes by IEP goals. And so she'll work individually with any parent of a student in our division that has a question about it. She'll answer it for them. Obviously, our own people can answer it, but you have something at a state level. We also talked about the Parent Resource Night, which is going to be Thursday, September the 13th. And it will be at Smoot Library. In the future, there's a possibility that we may end up moving back to school. Before it was at the preschool, but now nothing's at the preschool, which is probably good. So it will be at Smoot Library this time, and that's been a tremendous resource. And parents and a lot of different vendors came to that, and so the whole team was looking forward to that. Miss Niame, she was here tonight earlier, is the chairman of the board. And of course, Ms. Howard is our facilitator for the special education program. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bush. Ms. Davis, do you have any committee reports?
Real quick, for the Chesapeake Bay Governor's School, speaking of enrollment, I know that they are trying to inch closer to the pre-pandemic enrollment amount. Like they dropped a lot, and so they're trying to get up. So basically, Mr. Strong said that if we want to add more seats, we can, just to reach out to him. And that's for the Chesapeake Bay Governor's School.
I attended the Technology Advisory Committee meeting last week, and I'm impressed with how many people we have on that committee, and I love Ms. Half's energy. So just a few things to report. The next meeting is going to be STEAM Night, which is March 20th. From 5 to 7. Dinner starts at 4:30 at King George High School. Sounds like it's going to be a blast. She was advertising about the virtual Virginia Academy info sessions. There's supposed to be one tomorrow night, which I'm assuming is not going to happen. that'll have to be postponed or whatever, but the other hot topic is replacing the Chromebooks. It's a larger Chromebook versus a smaller Chromebook with a touch screen. And so there was kind of some conversation about that. And Ms. Half decided that she was going to go actually talk to the students because we had a couple of student reps there who weighed in, but she said she was just going to go and talk to some of the students and see what they prefer because there's pros and cons to both. So, and then of course, AI was a hot topic as well. Stand by for more info on that. And then something really cool that they talked about implementing was a Low Tech Tuesday at all the schools where they use paper and pencil and less technology just to kind of, go back to no, laptops and stuff for at least a few hours, but it depends on what class it is because obviously some classes need that. That's about it. We also talked a little about the cell phone policy and she told us her concerns, which I think we addressed in our update with allowing, students to bring their own laptops. So that's all I got. Now we have the superintendent's report.
All right, Madam Chair, I
was
just
trying
have
to skip it.
Yeah, no worries at all. I have a few quick bullets. In front of you, you should all have a poster for our King George County School Job Fair, which is March 1st. And please feel free to post that in a very good spot with high traffic. So it's certainly one of our first efforts of the year. We'll start doing a ton of recruiting and going to job fairs. But this is our annual job fair that we do in the division, and it's been prosperous in the past. So please continue to advertise that as best we can. Weather seems to be the topic of conversation this week. As you know, we're closed tomorrow. I'm keeping close tabs with our first responders in the community, our Sheriff's Department, VDOT, and getting a good idea as to where all of that stands. I'm talking to our surrounding school divisions. We're keeping close tabs on where we are with instructional hours as well. And so we may need to start having conversations about instructional time. And we can do that in a couple different ways. So we'll do that with our instructional team. Some school divisions right now are calling snow days virtual days. That's a possibility. Moving forward, we can plan for that. The other thing that could be a possibility is we take a look at the length of the third quarter now and the length of the fourth quarter, given the fact that we've lost some time in the third quarter, maybe taking a look at how that fleshes out. So we'll do that moving forward. And again, it's all dependent. We're well in the green in terms of instructional hours and instructional time. But if this weather pattern continues and we continue to lose instructional days, those are certainly topics on our mind right now in terms of instructional time. From the 18th to the 19th?
No.
Okay, so it was brought up, the virtual Virginia meeting. We've already had one interest session already for the high school students. It was well attended. We'll also have, well, it was supposed to be tomorrow night. That will be rescheduled for the 18th. So our middle school virtual session will be rescheduled for the 18th because of the weather tomorrow night. And then we have a virtual meeting with Virtual Virginia where they're going to talk specifically about what that program looks like. So we'll reach out to our families and make sure that they are invited to those and they understand that they'll then be speaking with the actual folks that run the Virtual Virginia program. Final bullet is budget timeline. So as you all know, once we conclude this regular meeting this evening, we'll jump down to the black tables and do our budget work session. We've had our public hearing for the budget this year. I have found out now that the county administrator, Mr. Smolnick, intends to address the Board of Supervisors on March 4th, I believe, is when he plans on presenting the budget to the Board of Supervisors, is my understanding. So I think we need to consider, and again, we'll work through everything we want to work through tonight. There might be a need for a special meeting between now and then. Once we work through the things that you guys request us to work through, it would be ideal if we could pass our budget, our initial budget, to hand over to Mr. Smolnick before he goes and presents it to the school board without anything hanging out there. Of course, this will be a back and forth and it could come back to us and we're revising things and things of that nature, but it would make solid sense for the board to approve our first version of the budget before Mr. Smolnick presents it to the Board of Supervisors on March 4th. Our next regular meeting is March 3rd. We could approve it there, but it really only gives them 24 hours and their packet is already pulled together at that point. So I guess I'm requesting, Madam Chair, that we may need an opportunity to have a really quick special meeting, probably sometime during the week of the 17th, maybe. And again, it's nothing more than maybe like what we do with the personnel meeting. Once we understand what you guys requested the budget this evening, we'll make those updates, and then we would request that we have a quick meeting to approve the budget at that point.
That's next week.
That would be the week, yeah, that would be next week.
Okay.
Because honestly, next week would be ideal because the following week, the Board of Supervisors is pulling together their budget and their packet. So we would want to have everything in order by the time. This is not required, but it's good practice to have all of us on board with the past budget before it's presented to the Board of Supervisors.
Can we have that discussion tonight regarding see how far we get and then decide at that time if and when we can all take out our calendars and
Absolutely, absolutely.
everybody agree to that? Okay.
And that concludes my report, Madam Chair.
Okay. Let's move on to board comment then. Let's start with you, Mr. Bush.
A couple of things. First of all, Terry Rinko is having this reverse career fair. I believe it's on Wednesday afternoon. I know some of us are trying to help with it. I'm going to try to be there. But it's so exciting what she's done in the past with that. So that's on the 12th, which is Wednesday. I think it starts at 10 and finishes at 2. Is that right? I think that sounds right.
Sounds right.
Anyway, that's a really positive thing. Really appreciated the step. My goodness, that's one of the best performances. Let me say this. It was the most coordinated performance I think I have ever heard, because usually when you do those things, people are slightly off, but they were so close to almost being not perfect, but very close to it. And I was very impressed with that, what they're doing with that. And having the kids get involved with those kinds of things is so valuable. I'm glad Mr. Frank and Dr. Boyd mentioned the idea of that, the whole, how we sometimes just pass kids on that. And I think that's a very valuable conversation to have. That's been a discussion. I remember discussing this back in the 70s when I was an elementary teacher. So it's an interesting conversation. There's a lot of perspectives involved, but I do think it's something that we can talk about, absolutely. And maybe even come up with something that will be valuable and helpful for the whole division. I would also like to see, in terms of just education, I would like to, it's always been a pet peeve of mine, is that we just test the kids too much. We do need to have proper data. I'm just always wondering if, looking at the numbers of tests that we give, I think we probably give less than other divisions, but somehow giving less tests and making the tests we do give more valuable. But that whole thing about when we looked, what was about a year and a half ago or so, we looked at the number of tests that the average division in Virginia was giving, and it was just, I don't remember what it was, but it was a phenomenal number. It was way too high. And it just puts a lot of stress on the kids. I like to see us look at that because I think that would be helpful if we can diminish the number of tests that we give per year. I think it will help with this test anxiety because some kids just don't test well. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bush. Ms. Davis?
Yes. I want to thank all the presentations that came out, the Lions Club with the Peace Poster Contest Award, the Kindness Crew, what was her name? Delaney. That was just touching. And then, but to see her example was touching. And then I just have to give a shout out to the Reflection Art Award. And if you guys haven't looked at it, take a look, go through and look at the, Luca Davis's first place was so funny. I just have to share it. It says, he comes home on a bus. He drew a picture of the bus and he sees his mom and he's upset. And it says, what? Mom says, what happened? And he said, I got an F on my big test. And mom says, it's fine. No one is perfect. They're hilarious. So if you get a chance, go look at them because they are funny to watch and read. And then the last thing, thank you for our gift, Aaron and Jesse, Dr. Boyd, and school board office. We really appreciate that. I do. So thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. Mr. Frank?
Yes, first I'd like to thank all the teachers and staff for all that you do. Step team tonight was fantastic. They were really great, really coordinated. And then all the people that were out for the recognitions, thank those too. Ms. Davis and I got a chance to go to the reverse career fair that Ms.
yeah.
Dee was doing,
Thank
Ms. Strauss. I guess it was the 31st, I think it was. Anyway, really great, really, really good kids, really good students that were there. Really enjoyed it. That's all. Thank you.
Can I say one? VSBA. I forgot to mention, yeah, we did do the, like, not mock interviews, but career, yeah, that was a lot of fun. What was it?
Reverse interview,
Reverse career field? Yeah,
Yeah.
where we interviewed the children or the students with their ideas of businesses they would like to start. So that was a lot of fun. And then also Ms. Hoover and I, Dr. Boyd and I'll let them speak for themselves, but we went down to the VSBA event in Richmond for the board training, new chair training. And that was fun, always being together. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Frank and Ms. Davis. Ms. Cleaver?
Yes, good evening. I want to say thank you again for the recognition. I can't wait to open my gift. So excited about that. I also must say thank you to this board for all the collaboration. We've been, working really hard together on some of the stuff that we've been working on recently. And I just am so excited and thrilled to be part of a board with the collaboration. I appreciate all of you, when I call and ask for, anything that you have that I might not be able to have access or have access, I can't find it. So thank you for helping the newbie, right? I appreciate that. And thank you for the teachers and the staff, always do an amazing job in King George. I'm constantly impressed and the things that my own little students tell me. And I just thank you. I know it's hard. Now that I'm on this board, I realize just how hard it is. So thank you for all you do. I also wanted to say last meeting, when we went over the literacy information from the COVID times and sort of gave us some information about what's been going on to help with those declines in reading and math, I did receive a test that they were talking about they were doing with those students. I actually received one. So I'm excited to see that data come to the parents so that they can start working on some of those deficits that their kids might be having in reading and math. Thank you.
Thank you. So I did attend last week at the high school the presentation that Mr. Watson and all of his dedicated staff members spent so much time together creating PowerPoint presentations, and that was absolutely very informative. And I was kind of encouraged by the amount of parents that we had there, because in the past, in the evening times, not a good time to get people together, but they had a lot of questions, and all the staff was there to answer them. And I'm going to attend the virtual Virginia one because I'd like to hear honestly, there's some things we don't know, and it'd be great to find out the answers. Also, thank you, Ms. Higgins, for helping collaborate with the survey that should be coming out soon. Appreciate your help. And then the last fun thing that Ms. Davis forgot to mention was last Friday was National Hot Chocolate Day. And right, was it Friday? And Miss Parker's second grade class, Miss Lewis, they asked her to come in and teach the kids as a barista how to make hot chocolate. And I randomly had time in my day to go. And let me tell you what, when you go into the school and you see the excitement of the kids and the students and the teachers, it really makes you realize, this is why all the blood, sweat, and tears go into what we do. So I need to get out there and do that more. So thank you, everybody, for the opportunity. And I want to thank everybody that did presentations and congratulates all the award winners. And I also like to thank the board because it has been a lot of work trying to press through some things. And also thank you to the teachers and the staff and the administrators, because we're getting through this together. So thanks for all the positivity.
I move that we adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. We are adjourned.